just say for the record, he gets on my last nerves.
I eat those, cuz.
Well, last week we talked about how we met, and basically he's a stalker. So we kind of came to agreement on that. This week we're going to talk about how we knew that we were the one for each other. When did you know that I was the one?
You going first?
Me?
Yeah, you go. I went first last time.
I think there were 2 moments of realization that you were the one. Mm-hmm. And I think it was one, when we first started talking, I got sick. And I remember I went to the hospital. They ended up admitted me. And we got to cut this off.
I did mine already.
And
that was one of the critiques I got. Mine's off.
And you kind of like showed up and was like, "You good? I ain't leaving until I know you good." And so I was like, "Oh, he really likes me." But then the reality is, I thought he was just trying to plot and stick around on the moment of weakness.
She thought I wanted the goods. Let's just call it what it was.
So anyway, I still gave him a hard time. But it wasn't until, for real, when my mom passed away, you were like just a godsend. You were just there. You made the funeral planning process easy. The day of the funeral, you were just amazing. And that's when I was like, this dude, I can rock with this dude. So that was like my moment of realization.
She didn't know that one I was plotting on you. For me, it's a little different, right? I don't trust people easily. I'm very standoffish until I know you and I rock with you, then I'm rocking with you. I think the moment for me was we had a disagreement. And the disagreement was more so on me.
What was the disagreement?
And we're not going into that. We ain't got time. And let me clarify, this is not that bad. But
no, it's not that bad.
But
we'll talk about that later.
But she created a safe haven for me to be able to say, "Hey, I'm fucked up." And in my 30 years of being in relationships, I've never had that. I've asked for that.
I'm sure you haven't been in relationships for 30 years. Maybe more like 15.
Hey, I came out the womb with a girlfriend. She don't even know it. So it is what it is, right? But in my realistic like 20 years or so dating, I've asked for that and never got it.
So, were you afraid to be vulnerable with me?
Vulnerability was a big deal, to the point where I kept a lot of pertinent information, and she told me we're gonna go live, so I can clarify some of this stuff for y'all. But I, for lack of better words, I lied. I had to come out, and as they like to say, when the shit hit the fan, I had to own up to the fact that I withheld valuable information, right?
But I think it's twofold, though. Absolutely. Like, I had some PTSD.
PTSD. For all my fellow vets, excuse her, right? She be trying to use our acronyms and don't be knowing what she be doing.
I had PTSD from my past relationship. And so I was very afraid to be vulnerable and very afraid to let him in. And so that caused insecurities. Mm-hmm. The insecurities then led me to behave in a way that was unhealthy and very toxic, I think. Mm-hmm. Caused me to learn about the things that you held back from me. Mm-hmm. And that's when stuff hit the fan.
Everybody makes mistakes, right? So if you ever go into a relationship thinking that you're going to be perfect, which I tried, right? It ain't going to work. It's just not going to work. Completely frank was I couldn't allow myself to be anything other than perfect because I've been chasing your ass since high school, right? So when I finally got that shot, it was, Josh, don't you fuck this up. Ultimately, me holding back that stuff almost lost her. So if it's one thing I can tell men who are in this same situation trying to pursue not just black love, but love completely, if she can't handle your mess, she ain't the one. So in reality, no one's perfect. And the quicker you get a hold of that, your mess up is still going to be beautiful to somebody regardless of what it is, the quicker you can find the one for you.
One last thing before we get out of here is, as always, like, follow, subscribe, chat with us.
For those who gave me critique on texting last time, I appreciate y'all. That's why my hands is up here. Ain't no phone.
I had the phone.
It's in the kitchen, so we good. Appreciate. I listened, so I took note. Thank you.
All right, so this is episode 2. We got to do it.
I ain't doing nothing.
Come on, man.
Y'all see the Scooby Doo shirt though, right? Yeah.
You gonna do it or not?
You can do it.
You're not gonna do the bam? You're not gonna. No?
We'll just record Marley doing it and then just input it at the end of every video.
Until next time, y'all. Stay black. Stay in love. Bam!
She said stay black like we could change that.
He's a hater.
What? All right, y'all. Take care.
Okay?